Today on FTRTV, we're going to finish off the scape. G'day everyone, my name is David Mai and welcome back to First Time Reefer TV, and I hope you guys enjoyed that previous video about how to create the basic structure of this scape that I'm working on here. And in today's video we're going to go through the steps on how I go about finishing off all these little joins and how to make sure that this structure is very structurally sound. You know, there's been a lot of comments and just questioning about the integrity of that arch there and a couple of other pieces, but with the reinforcements that I do with this, I think that's going to be enough to be able to hold all this structure together, but I won't know until we load this with Coral, so time is going to tell. So I'll flip you guys around now so you can have a look at the finished product of this scape. So this is the finished scape here. Don't mind the water sound in the background, it is my sump, but that's purely because I haven't extended the pipes into the overflow section, so it is splashing. But once I get the fittings to come and extend that, that's going to be no problems. But this piece here, that's the original structure that I created. You can see all the different levels and platforms that you've got there for the to mount the Coral. And then there's a lot of you know, negative space underneath it, plenty of space to crank my flow through there, but a very open scape, but plenty of platforms to mount Coral onto. So that is the main structure of this scape, and then it extends over onto this piece here, which is the one we've been working on. You can see this one here, because it's lower, I've put some much bigger pads in here to mount Coral. So if you have a look at it from that perspective, it is still pretty much the same with all the different levels. You've got the space underneath there that's not touching, that's going to allow for fantastic flow. So the footprints of these scapes is literally just this piece here for that one. And then over on this side, we've got that one there, plus a couple of feet that are just touching underneath. So but that is basically it finished. So when it's sitting in the tank, it's going to look like that. Make sure that focuses pretty well. I'll take the brightness down. But this is going to make for really easy Coral mounting and Coral placement. I think I'm going to put this one piece back in there that just fell off. And you can see these are all the almost like a tack weld really, just to hold everything in place. These are the joins of where the rocks are, and these little tacks are strong enough to hold the structure together. And now we're going to go back and just finish all the joins to make sure it's nice and strong. Now these structures as they are can be flipped over. I flipped that one, I flipped that one. You need to flip them over to be able to do the underside, to ensure they're nice and strong, because you know underneath there's going to be gaps, so you've got to fill them in, glue them up. I've got some new glue here that I've just got in that I've been testing, and I've built basically majority of this structure using this glue, and it is just as good, just available in a slightly bigger bottle. I've got a smaller bottle available as well. The good thing about that is they come with these little fine tips. So when you put that over the end of the smaller bottle, it allows you to get in all the little nooks and crannies to really get all your glue in there. So if anyone's looking for glue to do this style of scape, be sure to hit me up, shoot me a message to my Facebook page or Instagram, or leave a comment down in the comment section down below. But I'll set this up so I can show you guys how to reinforce this now. Alright, now that all your base structure is complete, you're going to go in and fill all your gaps and reinforce all the plates and joins that you've done
fill in those holes and top it up with the little bits of rock there, and then finish off with the powder over the top. You can see I'm using quite a substantial amount of glue, because this is the time where you don't want to spare the amount of glue that you're using, because this is essentially what's going to create a seamless structure, but also a very strong structure. So you see I'm going through all the different gaps there, building out some of the joins to be a little bit bigger, to make sure there's plenty of contact between everything, just like we did earlier. But this is the time to make your structure look really pretty, and yeah, make sure you do fill in everything. Take your time with this, you don't want to rush this, and it's really important to make sure that you do sprinkle that last bit of sand over your final join while it's wet, just so it can have that look of on your structure there. You can see that all that top section is basically filled in now. Just moving over to the last bit on the side there. If there are any gaps that are a little bit bigger, you can use some of that coarser stuff to get in before you finish off with the powder. And just a final quick check over. You've got to remember that these are going to be supporting a fair bit of weight, especially once the coral is all. And the important part, now that we've finished the top, we're going to flip it over. You can see the structure is very strong and able to be handled like that. You can see underneath all of those big gaps there, and it's really important to reinforce this side, the underside, to make sure that you fill it in and build out all of your joins there, because the underside is just as important as the top. You can have quite substantial gaps underneath there, as you can see sort of on the left hand side there on those plates. So I'm using some of the coarser stuff to fill it in first, and I find it really easy just to use a takeaway container and just pour it in, just like I'm doing there. Sections I'm using the powder, but you've got to make sure you fill this in, because this is what's going to make your entire structure much stronger and structurally sound, and it gets rid of all those weak points. So do take your time, push your powder in there and squirt your glue. You don't need to finish off the underside with a dusting of powder, because you essentially don't see it. But yeah, definitely take your time to fill it all in, especially on these bigger plates here. You want to make sure that they're extremely strong. This is going to give you all of that structure on this scape. Just keep going around. There's going to be some gaps that are going to be hard to get to, and just keep pouring the product in there and squirt some glue and finish it off, especially around the base structure as well there, as you can see that I'm doing. So we close up the gap now. If there's anything too big, do get some of this rubble in there and just pour it in like that. Squirt the glue and then the powder over the top just to finish it off.
So you guys can see now, all of these little crevices are now filled. All of this area here, which is the underside of the joins, they're all filled in, because all of these would have big gaps underneath here. So obviously you're just gluing from the top, but you're going to fill all of these guys in to make sure you've got that strong hold. So I'll flip it back over now. This one is done. To clear everything out of the way, so I've got a clear bench. Pick it up. So what I am going to do is, on this arch here, obviously there's a fair bit of weight here. So I'm going to try just get a rock into here. I can just strengthen that corner a little bit. That's everything reinforced, especially on this corner here where majority of this weight on the counterlever is going to be. It's not so much fun when this glue hits your skin. Ow. Yeah, so this is nice and reinforced in this back corner here that's taken all that weight. This stand, I'm going to probably do something with the base here just so it looks a little bit more natural, but all of these, as you can see, I'm moving it around and that's going nowhere. And this has already been flipped upside down to get the bottom side done, but this is the scape finished, guys. So I'll give you guys one more look at this scape now that it's all finished and all reinforced. Some beautiful pads there to get everything in. This side's all done as well. That corner's all filled in. And we're finished. So I hope you guys learned a couple of things about how I decided to scape my tank and how I did this rock work. Super glue and a bit of Marco rock powder, you can do some pretty incredible things. So if you guys like this video, smash that like button and please be sure to subscribe to this channel because this build is now running and wet and you don't want to miss any videos on that. And my friends, until next time, peace.